celebrating Katie Elliott's $50,000 months. She's having the time of her life and she's an incredible human being. I said I wasn't going to cry while I do this Instagram live, but I can already feel myself getting a little bit emotional when I think about this woman who I love and adore and has been in my mastermind for I think like 3 months, maybe a little bit more. But before I bring her up, I want to tell you all about her. And so if you know Katie Elliott, put an emoji in the chat box. I see everyone. This is going to be a big IG live. If you know Katie Elliott, put a emoji inside of the chat box. So Katie Elliott, do you know those people when you see them on the internet? Do you know those clients, those relationships where you know that if they got close to you and you mentored them and you had conversations with them all the time, they would be really successful? Do you know what I'm talking about? Have you ever seen a client and you just look at their Instagram and go, what are you doing over there? I love you and I know you are, like, I just know. So last year, I'll never forget this, the OG Silver Boot Queen, I'm about to bring her up. I'll never forget this. I saw something in this woman. She's an incredible business owner. She's crushing it in her business. She's also a mother, and I saw something in her. And she joined the headquarters, and then earlier this year ended up joining our mastermind program. She did some private work with me and was like, I'm ready to join the mastermind. And I was going back and forth through our conversation of when she joined the mastermind. And when Katie joined, Katie was like, should I join the mastermind? Like, I don't know. This is an edge for me. This is kind of scary. And I'll never forget my response back to her. I said, I'm not scared for you. Period. Like, that was it. I'm not scared for you. And I meant that for her because when you bring certain clients in that you know 100% they're golden, they're going to absolutely soar inside of your programs, you have that level of certainty. And that's what I do for people like Katie. And so Katie was like, okay, I'm in, send me the link. And now I see other mastermind people coming on. Hey, Steph, Courtney, Lorna, and now Katie is just blowing up. So let me bring up the amazing, the incredible Katie Elliott, and we're just gonna have the time of our life sharing all of her wins and what she's done. So let's give it a moment. Katie, hey, Rebecca, Samantha, Sally.
Hello, hello.
Hi, hello, my gorgeous human being.
I almost had to mute your intro. I was like, no cry, no cry, no cry.
We cried last week on the mastermind call.
Yeah, we ugly cried and it was so good. I loved it. It was like one person cried and then we all cried and then someone else cried and it's like when everyone throws up. It's like everyone in the room does it.
Well, my eyes are already watering because I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Like, you are just someone who's really extraordinary and you're going to keep doing extraordinary things. And to watch you be a mother, to grow your business after being in business for however long you have been, most people would have quit, but you've always been someone who's, I'm all in, let's grow, let's evolve, let's do all parts of life together. So do you want to introduce yourself to my audience in case they don't know who you are?
Wait, you don't know who I am? I'm just kidding. No, hello. My name is Katie. I am a business mentor, and in my world, we just move really big. We make smart moves. Women come to me when they're ready to just absolutely revolutionize what they're doing in their business, with their lives. They're ready for the big change. They're not afraid of it. They're just ready to go. And so we just have so much fun scaling businesses, becoming the most confident, best version of ourselves we've ever freaking been. It's just a vibe. So that's me in a nutshell. But hello, I'm so excited to see everyone in the chat. I know so many of you.
Yeah. If you don't follow Katie, make sure that you go follow her. But can you share what some of the pieces that you shared last week on the mastermind call? Because I really thought that was like the biggest win, where you were basically sharing with me how you're and the other pieces of how that's affected you.
Yeah, sorry, cut out for a little bit, but I think I got the gist. Um, I think the biggest thing for me, so when we were celebrating yesterday, you know, everyone in the mastermind's winning, right? We're all like, what is going on? It's insane. So we love to celebrate. And as each of us were coming up to celebrate, like, yes, the income is fantastic. Like, it's so fun to celebrate making really big money in your business, because I think for most of us, it's something we never thought we would ever experience. And now we're doing it like it's cake, like it's nothing. And so
Yeah.
that's fun. But that I'm no longer like worried in my life. I'm no longer stressed. I'm no longer wondering like what's going to happen next, or how am I going to do this? And that goes for business, that goes for my personal life. I'm a single mom. I'm supporting this family on my own, but not only am I doing that, I want to give us a really wonderful life. And so now it's just like that's happening. There's no question, there's no worry, there's so much certainty. And so that was my biggest win, because for the majority of my life, nothing was certain, nothing was easy, nothing felt supported, nothing felt in my control. And now it does. And that's just the biggest win for me ever.
I mean, that's everything. And also, let me know if the Wi-Fi was cutting out. I don't know if it's mine or what's going on, but it cuts out every now and again.
Yeah, it cuts out a little bit on your end.
Weird. Okay.
Fine now though.
Okay. And if you're watching this live, I want this to be chef's kiss perfect. So let us know if the Wi-Fi goes out because I can restart it. But that really is the biggest thing to me. It's like I've seen you go now and make 50K months consistently. And the biggest piece is that you are in control and you're doing it on your own and you're so confident and so certain in who you are. And that's just going to keep happening. Like, and that's what's so amazing about this. And I know you and I were talking about you're going to be doing 100K months like tomorrow. But it's this is why people say like it's not about the money, it's about who you become, because I've watched you truly, like in the last year, you are an industry leader. You are someone that a lot of people look to and go, oh, have you heard of Katie Elliott? She's doing this and she's amazing. And when you drop offers, people buy them all the time. What have been some of the things that have created that biggest shift for you?
Yeah. Well, one is just getting really clear on what you want to do. And I know, you know, we say this all the time in the industry, like do what you love, do it your way, do what you want to do, but I don't think most people are actually doing that. I don't think
Yeah.
most people are actually stepping back or slowing down if they have to look at what offers am I providing, what pricing am I being okay with, how does my brand look? Like, how am I working every day? How am I serving my clients? What are my boundaries? I don't think most people in this industry are actually being really honest with themselves about those things. And it wasn't until I got very serious about that and really honest about how I wanted my business to look, how I wanted my days to look, that like things started popping off after that. And for me, that looked like first, it was like my total rebrand. I think we'll always talk about this day where
Yeah.
it was when I was at headquarters and I was like, something's not right here. What? Wait a minute. And I'm looking at my Instagram feed and it's like Pink Barbie Princess. And I'm like, like, I'm not Pink Barbie Prince. Like, I'm a Barbie, but I'm not Pink Barbie Princess. And I just realized that, like, more than how it looked or more than you know, the aesthetic of it all, it was like not, it was just not what how I wanted to be seen on the internet. I was playing very like little girl baby coach. Like, even if you go back and listen to some of my lives, or if I go and look at some of my trainings, I was like talking like this all the time, and I'm like, whose voice is that? Like, what, you know? So it's really honing in on like who you want to be seen as and who you really are in the way you show up. But then also something that's been so fun for me to work on with you especially is like how do you actually want to do this? Because you've never been someone, and this is one of the reasons I love you so much, but you've never been someone that's like, oh, do it this way, this works best. You know, like, what do you want to do? Not just like, what do you want to do, but here are like some amazing ideas because of what I see in you. And I think that's so important that if people don't have that mentorship where your mentor, your coach can look at you and say, there's a million ideas out there, but I see this, these are your strengths, this is your vibe, this is what I feel, like, what about this way, right?
Yeah.
And so that was so pivotal for me because now, even still today, we're reinventing programs where it's like not a big
Yes.
overnight thing, right? So those are the big things. I mean, I could go on and on, but those are the first things, like in the beginning of this big drastic change in the past, what, like 6 months, like those are what really set it off.
Yeah. Something I always love about you, and I've witnessed this since day one, especially when you're in closer proximity, is we'll have a conversation that feels, it's so clear to me that you're confident in who you are and you really respect our relationship and I respect our relationship. And that when you have a coach and a client relationship like that, it changes everything. And I know that that's what you do for your clients as well. Can you talk about how you utilize mentorship? Because whenever you plug in, we have the time of our lives. Like, it's so fun. And then you'll like take an idea and you'll run with it. And then you come back and you're like, so it's sold out. Okay, so can you talk about that?
Yeah, well, I think this is such an important topic, and I have always really had like the most profound respect for anyone that I hire or anyone that I work with or ask to mentor me. And I think that the best way to use mentorship is to, one, like understand that you have radical responsibility for your results. So there's no coach, there's no mentor, there's no one that can give you the answer. There's no one that can say, go do this thing, it's going to work no matter what. So that's where you really get to take this radical responsibility of being like, okay, I have this amazing wealth of knowledge in this human being who loves and respects me and is doing the things that I want to do. So what do I need to ask? Like, what really good question do I need to ask to actually help me move the needle forward?
Yeah.
And I actually made a TikTok about this yesterday. It's like, it was like, would you rather have me hand you 20K or teach you how to make 20K months every day or every month for the rest of your life? And I think people who are like, what offer do I do? What content do I post? What strategy is best? Are asking for a handout and they don't even know it because they're asking like, please tell me how to make 20K instead of, hey, I have this idea. This is the direction I was going. What's your feedback? Like, have you done this before? Can you tell me about that experience? And then I get to pick all these like little gems from you that help me learn how to do that for myself again and again and again.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
that piece.
right.
The again and again and again and again and again. It's like, I love that. That's a great post, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, I love that piece of content. It's like,
Yeah.
do you want to be given 20K or do you want to be taught how to make 20K over and over again? And that's what's been happening in the mastermind. I think it was like the first month you joined, you doubled, you made back your investment or something like that.
I did. I joined and then I doubled my investment back in cash in 30 days. So
Wow.
like it was in that transition period. I think we were doing some private coaching and then into the mastermind. So it was during that like 30-day time frame that it just flooded right back to me. And the fun thing is like, of course I dove in and I'm like, let's talk strategy, let's talk moves, but let's be honest, like it's the energy. It's the energy of being in a space where it's like we're blasting off every day. Like, oh, let's go. There's no other way to go except up with you. Like that's it, period.
Can you talk about that for a minute because I know you in the mastermind, like I was trying to explain this to someone the other day of what the group is like what the people are, and you are such a key player in the mastermind. Can you talk about that? Because I know you and Courtney and like Lorna and everybody in the like everybody you talk with. Can you talk about that and how you show up in masterminds that way?
Yeah, well, this is what I teach my clients too, is like, you know, you are not just a leader to your community and inside your offers and with your clients. You're a leader everywhere you go. So if you expect to succeed in life and business, you need to show up as a leader in every space. And so for me, this also means in the mastermind, it doesn't mean I'm going in there and like claiming the throne that I lead this mastermind, but it means that like I'm going to go in and ask really good questions. I'm going to give support when the gals inside are like, hey, what do you all think of this? I'm going to have so much fun and be like insane, like buck wild, right? Like just let's go freaking nuts. But most like it's like Courtney and I a couple weeks ago were like, what if we do 20K this month or this week or something? Yeah, in this week. And I was like, yeah, let's like do a challenge. And we're like, okay, cool. And then Courtney and I like blast off, and all of a sudden we're doing challenges in our broadcast, and we're doing all this crazy content. We're counting down like how much we are to our goal, and we're like, oh, it's happening. Like it's holding on to like the little steering wheel, the rocket ship, and you're like shaking. It's so fun, and you know what's happening, and you can't stop it, but you're like, ah, like that's
that was it. And then you had, wasn't it like $19,000 something cash week that week?
Yes. And here's the best part about that. Both Courtney and I, and I don't know, I think there's maybe some other gals in there doing it too, but even when any of us set a goal inside this space, like we're so unattached. We're so like, it would be really cool if this happened, but also that's not the point, because we know that the way we move and the way we serve our community and show up all crazy like that is what inevitably will create all of our success. So for us, it was like, yeah, let's go do a 20K cash challenge with our community. And like, if we make 20K, amazing. If not, it's coming. Like, it's fine if it doesn't happen in a week, but then and it's like, oh, okay, obviously.
and that's why I know we were talking about this as a mastermind and like privately together of like, you're going to be doing 100K cash months in no time. Like now a 20K cash week was kind of like a joke. You were like, this would be fun. Let's do it. And then you do it. So what else are you capable of?
Yeah. And I remember like really having that feeling sink in even like a month ago. I was like, actually you brought it up, and I had been feeling it like stirring around, but it's like, you're gonna make 100K months, like of course you are, why would you not? And then as I was kind of like thinking it and imagining and just, you know, what ifing it, you're like, oh yeah, you're gonna do this. You're like, I think you privately messaged me even, you're like, hey, just so you know, like you're doing this, like I see it, and I have this gut feeling. And that meant so much to me, not because I needed the validation, but because, do you know how helpful it is when someone that you really respect says something out loud that they see in you? And it's like, you can have all the belief you want in yourself, and you have to, but then when you have people around you that are like, hey, I believe in you too, or hey, I see this, like, are you dreaming this? Because I'm dreaming this for you. It changes everything. And so that was just a really fun moment, and it just anchored it in, and I'm like, okay. And now we're having like our like 100K cash month training in the mastermind, because we're all ready for it. We're like, hey, can we do this now?
You guys are all gonna do 100K cash months and then be like, okay, now let's go to 205. Like, I'm not kidding when I said one day this will be like the $1 million a month mastermind, because I'm like, you guys,
and we're here for it.
And I'm laughing, but it's true. And I remember when I messaged you that I was in Costa Rica, and I was like doing my thing with clients, right? I study their page and look at what's going on in your feed. And I had this download. I was like, Katie's gonna do 100K cash months. I think I might have even told Robbie, like, Katie's gonna, he's like, who's Katie? Like, what? Like, she's this amazing woman. And I just know it when I see it for people, and I've never been wrong about people. And when I know it and I see it from both an energetic, a leadership, and a strategic lens, I'm like, oh, you've got this. So
yeah, it's happening for sure. I'm so excited.
Well, I love you and our work together and just everything that you're doing. Do you want to share with my audience anything that you have going on right now that they can get involved in?
Yeah, well, come hang out with me on Instagram, and come hang out with me on TikTok too, because I'm gonna like take it over there. That's been really fun. But right now, in terms of what we have going on, what I'm so excited about, because everything is just aligning and everything feels so good inside my programs, inside my business right now. So I'm really, really excited about everything going on. But right now we are enrolling for the Top Spot membership. This is something Bridget and I kind of navigated together really well. And it's this amazing year-long membership for the mindset, the identity piece, like what it takes to go to the top. And Bridge, I haven't celebrated with you yet, but yesterday we had our first like full day inside together, and the questions and the momentum and
So good.
the people inside. I'm like, oh my God, like you're all gonna like go crazy.
Yes.
And so come check out the Top Spot membership. That's like my favorite thing that is open right now for enrollment. But yeah, but mostly just come hang out with me on Instagram and see what it's all about.
Go follow Katie and see what she's got. And I want to talk with you offline about the Top Spot, because that's huge. I want to like anchor that in, because that was a big shift in your product suite and
Yeah.
and overall messaging too.
Yeah.
For everything.
That was huge. And I even made a post the other day, or a story, and I was like, my prediction, you know how you were like, I think everyone's going to have a membership in like the next year, and then everyone had a membership. Like my prediction is like everyone's going to add in this type of program in some way, shape, or form in their product suite, because people are starting to understand like, okay, this is the missing piece for me as we're all evolving. So I can see it. I'm already starting to see it. Like people in totally different niches that are not like business or mindset, like in the health world, they're like, I think I need something like this. I'm like, I think you do too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why you're a trailblazer and get the results that you get, because you see things and then you move. Like when you launched Top Spot, there was no delay. It was like, I know I need to do this. I'm going to lead this. And then it's massively successful. And now you're trailblazing something for an entire industry.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you. And I was looking back. So in my Notion app, I have a tab that's like coaching with Bridge, and so it was like all of our private stuff, and then it's been every mastermind call, and
Okay.
I'm gonna go back to like the first day, like February or something. It was so cute because I was like, I think I need to change my membership, and then later it was like, I don't really like how my membership is going. And then like a few weeks later it was like, we're blowing up the membership and we're going crazy, and then now we just love it, and that's how it goes now. It's so cute. Yeah.
Well, I'm so obsessed. I can't wait to talk with you in the mastermind after this live. And just everybody watching this live, all 20 of you are watching the replay, go follow Katie and see what she has going on. And Katie, congratulations. $50,000 months, $20,000 weeks. Like I always said that to you. I'm not scared for you. I know what you're really capable of. And just, I love having you in the mastermind.
Thank you. I love you so much. And I love that you sent me our little recap of our conversation before I joined, because I'll just tell everyone, before I joined the mastermind, I already knew, like I've been telling Bridget I was coming for it for like a few months. And like, obviously that's where I belong. And then the day of, I remember I'm like, okay, I'm joining today. Like this is happening. But I sent her a message and I was like, hi. I was like, why I love you. And also, I think I'm going to keel over, but can you send me the link to the mastermind? And she's like, I'm not scared for you. I'm like, okay. And then I cried, and then I had to go redo my mascara. And now looking back on it, I'm like, it's just so cute and so funny, like how nerved up we get, and then everything we want just happens because we made the move. So I just loved that.
Yeah. I love what I said back to you, which was, I was in Vail in Colorado, and I texted you back, and I was like, I'm not scared for you.
Yeah.
Like, would you like the link? Because I see you and what you're capable of, and you make back your investment in 30 days, and now you're like that. Yeah, it's just amazing. So, Katie, thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much. Okay, love you.
Okay, bye. Bye, everyone.